Positive thinking can be a very powerful tool. You can use positive thinking to completely change a negative situation in your life into a positive one, just by changing your perspective, just by changing the way that you look at a certain situation. You can completely change that situation. So positive thinking is powerful. But the problem with positive thinking when it comes to manifesting your reality is that if you're just trying to think positive thoughts to manifest something in your life, but you're covering up deep core issues that are within your subconscious mind that you're unwilling to look at, that you're unwilling to investigate, what happens is that we can unconsciously be manifesting certain things in our life that we don't want to be manifesting. We can literally be manifesting negative situations, negative people in our lives, negative circumstances, but we don't even realize that we're doing it. So it's not something that we're consciously choosing. In a way we are choosing it, but it's so deep in our subconscious that we don't even realize we're doing it. And so in that case, positive thinking won't be the solution because that's just surface level. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to go deeper into the subconscious mind, go deeper into the programming that we have within ourselves to truly release these things that we're unconsciously manifesting, and then open ourselves up to things that we truly do want to manifest. And so in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you why you should stop trying to think positive thoughts when trying to manifest and just do this instead. Stop trying to think positive thoughts when manifesting and do this instead. Okay, so if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell because I do post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. So the very first thing I want to share with you to start off this video is what you resist actually persists. So I'm sure you've heard this before, but if you're in resistance to something in your life, you're literally going to manifest it. Now the problem is that when we're in an ego state of consciousness, when we're running from the ego, what happens is that we are unconsciously in resistance to certain thoughts. We're unconsciously in resistance to certain emotions. So we're thinking positive thoughts, but at the core, we are unconsciously in resistance to certain things in our life. So what happens when you're in resistance to something is you're actually giving it energy, because what you focus on grows in life. Energy flows where attention goes. But what happens is that a lot of us are giving attention to certain things unconsciously without realizing it, because we're running from the ego. When you're running from the ego, you're thinking a lot of thoughts that you're not even conscious of. And so you're in resistance to these things, and you're literally manifesting these things in your life. When you're running from an ego state of consciousness, you might literally, I hate to say it, be manifesting negative situations in your life completely unconsciously, because the programming is just playing on autopilot. And you got to realize what you're in resistance to, you're actually persisting. So if somebody has a deep core wound, right? Let's say they have a lot of anger in their hearts, right? Lots of anger in their hearts, and they're in complete resistance to all these people in their life. They hold a lot of anger, they hold a lot of resentment in their hearts, so to speak, and then they try to think positive thoughts. It just won't work. Let me ask you this, just a quick story, just so that you can understand this. Have you ever had somebody walk up to you, maybe like a family member or maybe a friend, and they put on this fake smile, right? They pretend to be positive, and you can kind of feel this weird vibe off of them, like they're being a little bit weird. It's like, why? It's like you might actually feel, if you're empathic enough in that moment, if you're sensitive enough in that moment, if you're conscious enough, you might be able to actually catch that like there's like a fakeness behind it. Like they're being positive, they're trying to like think positive, and they're trying to like be all nice, but like there's just something like, you can already kind of feel intuitively that like there's something like not right, but you kind of go with it, and they're positive, and then very quickly this positive face, this positive smirk that they pretend to play, this role that they're playing, quickly flips, and now all of a sudden you're in an argument, and that person is fighting, that person is complaining, that person is holding a lot of anger, and it's like they just went from this positive thinking mindset, and all of a sudden they're angry and they're shouting at you. So it's like, why does this happen? Well, this happens because when we just try to think positive, but we're running from an ego state of consciousness, what happens is that we're still going to start the true part of us is going to come out eventually. You can try to think positive, but it's like you've seen it in your life. Maybe that family member that tried to be positive is now complaining. It's like you might see this person that's laughing, they're having fun, so to speak. They're they go out to parties and like they drink and they're laughing and having fun, and then they go home and then they're in intense suffering. When you're running from an ego state of consciousness, positivity can turn literally to extreme negativity in almost an instant when something happens in the external. The external is going to completely define that person's state of consciousness and their state of being. Not really their state of consciousness, but their state of emotions and how they feel. So what you resist persists. Okay, I went a little bit ahead of myself there like I normally do in my videos, but what you resist persists. So what's the solution? Well, the solution is to let go of resistance. This is what allowed me to manifest in my life. Everything I've manifested so far in my life has been by letting go of resistance. If you can let go of resistance to what is, now how do you do this? Well, this is about connecting to who you truly are, and from a space of non-attachment, just allowing what negative emotions come up to the surface. Because what the ego wants to do when it tries to manifest, like I know what you're thinking. It's like a lot of us are, like when you learn about manifestation, you say to yourself, okay, I need to focus on what I want, not what I don't want, right? And then so when you have a negative thought or a negative emotion, when you have this rule in your mind that, I'm not allowed to focus on what I don't want, I need to focus on what I want. But then you push away these negative thoughts and these negative emotions that are coming up to the surface. And it's true, you do want to focus on what you want, not what you don't want. But if you're in resistance to negative thoughts and emotions, you're still putting focus on that thing that you're trying to avoid. So yes, it's true, focus on what you want, not what you don't want. But if you're going to keep resisting these negative thoughts, you're not going to complete them and truly stop giving them energy. To make this simple for you, if you have these negative thoughts and negative emotions and you push them away and you don't let go of the resistance, you don't accept them, allow them to be there. It's like, for instance, why would I allow them to be there? I thought you said to not give them attention, to focus on what you want. It's true, but think about it like this. If you're pushing it away, you're still unconsciously giving that thing attention in your subconscious mind. That's what you're doing. So when we're in resistance to negative thoughts and emotions, you push it away and then you think positive instead, you're actually still giving those things attention without realizing it. That's what's happening here. So we need to release resistance, truly let it go, like actually let it go, and then you're not going to be giving it energy anymore. You're not going to even have those thoughts come up anymore because you've already completed them. You've already released the resistance to them. If you release the resistance to them, it won't come up again. Why do we have to think positive? Why are we not by default just already thinking positive? Because the ego is in lots of resistance, lots of traumas, lots of things that the ego holds on to, lots of anger. The ego likes to hold on and cling. So what we need to do, I'm telling you, this might not sound like the way to manifest, because sometimes we're taught to focus on what we want, push away what we don't want, right? Affirm, affirm, affirm. Control, control, control. Manipulation, manipulation, manipulation. I get it. But just test this. Test this. The next time you have a negative thought or negative emotion, detach from it. Connect to your true self. Connect to what you truly are as the formless, witnessing presence, the consciousness that you truly are, and then just allow it to be there. Just let those thoughts be there. Because I fell into this trap. When I had negative thoughts, I was like, okay, affirm, affirm, affirm. But then when I literally just allowed those resistances to be there, those negative thoughts to be there, I sat there in meditation. I accepted what was coming up to the surface fully. I didn't want to do it. Every part of my ego wanted to control the outcome and control the situation, but I just sat there in meditation and I accepted it. Okay, I accepted what came up, and then I felt more light, and then I felt more free. And then once I felt more free, I realized what I did was I actually became an open container to receive what I wanted to receive all along, and I didn't get there by controlling or manipulating. By the way, that's exactly how I manifested this apartment. I manifested this apartment not by fighting, not by controlling, but by knowing what I wanted in my heart, knowing what I wanted to create, and then releasing every single piece of resistance in the process. Every time I had a resistance or a fear or this part of me that wanted to control, guess what I did? I let it go. I literally went into meditation and I observed those negative thoughts and emotions and feelings, and I allowed them to be there. This sounds counterintuitive, and I'm not telling you this is the right way to manifest and this is the only way to do it, but I invite you to test this. I invite you to try this and let me know in the comments down below what happens. And I can pretty much guarantee that it's gonna work. And when it does, I want you to come back to this video, comment down below, and actually let everybody know, let me know that it works. And then you'll see that it works. You'll motivate other people to try this by manifesting what you're going to be able to manifest what you want by not controlling anything. So what you want to realize, which is the third thing I want to share with you, is that it's not about thinking a million positive thoughts per day. This is a point that I've never heard any other teacher or YouTuber talk about. I'm here to tell you that it's not the amount of thoughts that you think about. It's not about how many positive thoughts am I thinking. The third point in this video is it's not the amount of thoughts, it's the quality of the thoughts that you're thinking. So this third point is stop trying to think positive thoughts when trying to manifest, and instead do this. Think quality thoughts, not a large quantity of thoughts. Think about quality thoughts, truly positive thoughts that have a pure heart intention behind them. I don't think to manifest what we want, I don't think it takes a large amount of energy to think a million positive thoughts per day. I think it just takes a few pure intention, heart-based thoughts. That's what I think. So thinking back to how I manifested, it wasn't about thinking a million times per day and affirming. When I did that, it never worked. When I tried to control, it never worked. It just created resistance. But when I released the resistance to the negativity, to the blocks coming up to the surface, which was the cleansing of my old ego in the manifestation process, which I explained in my last video, click the video right over here if you want to watch about that in regards to the cleansing process of your ego. If you want me to go deeper into that, let me know in the comments below, because when you're manifesting, there's going to be stuff coming up to the surface that you have to cleanse but that's a separate video for another time. Once again, let me know in the comments down below if you want to see that. So quality over quantity. So it just takes one pure thought. This is my belief system. My belief system is that it just takes one or a couple pure, positive, truly pure, not with this core, like when you have all this core, all these core wounds that are in the way. That's not what I mean. I'm saying if you clear your vessel, if you become more pure, if you become more aligned with the divine energies, if you become more connected with the divine, with who you truly are, once you're in that space of complete non-resistance to what is, you're truly connected to the source of who you are and what you are at the core. From that space, it doesn't take a lot of thinking to manifest what you want. It really doesn't. It doesn't take a lot of thinking. It takes a couple pure thoughts, and then the rest is just being in a state of non-resistance. You might even be not thinking for majority of the day. I've been in thoughtless states of awareness, completely thoughtless, and I've manifested money. I've manifested a lot of things in my life, being in a complete state of non-resistance to the present moment, where I wasn't even thinking that much. And what I was thinking, it was just what I wanted to manifest. But it was a couple thoughts per day, and the rest was thoughtless awareness where I'm flowing with the divine to manifest what I want. So let the universe bring you what you want by having quality, pure, heart intention-based thoughts. And then when you notice that the resistance comes up, just release it. Release it. Observe it. Allow it to be there. Let go of control. Thinking 24/7 is a form of control. I know this is not easy for a lot of people to hear, because a lot of people are trained in manifestation to be affirming. I'm not saying affirmations are wrong. I'm saying for me personally, when I felt resistance in my body, and I tried to think positive thoughts on top of that and do affirmations, it didn't work unless I first released the resistance. Why do you think every single affirmation video, every single visualization video tells you to clear your mind first? I think that's the more important step that a lot of people don't talk about. You know what I mean? It's like, if you affirm, but you skip the clear your mind part, which is of course detaching from your ego and connecting to the source, but a lot of people don't go into depth on that, but I am, because I noticed in my life that's just what helped me manifest. That's the important step that you don't want to overlook. You don't want to overlook the step of detaching from your ego, connecting to source, and releasing resistance. That is, I would say, I'm not going to say it's more important, but I would say it's a significant factor when it comes to manifesting what you want. So release the resistance, let go of control. Control is thinking and manipulation. Stop thinking all these resistances and all these negative emotions. Allow them to be there. Now, when I say that, it's like, okay, so I need to stop thinking. Even that is control. Stop trying to control the fact that you're thinking. Allow the thinking to be there. Allow the negative thoughts to be there from a space of formless awareness and non-attachment. Because if you do this from a space of ego and identification with form, it'll still work when you allow stuff to be there, but it's going to be thousands of times more powerful if you can detach and connect to the source of what you are. So once you do all this, lastly, what's going to happen is now you can just let the universe bring it to you. From a space of non-resistance, I promise you, you're going to know exactly what thoughts to think. You're going to know exactly what actions to take. You're going to have the right people fall into your life. Now, I can't promise anything, but I can pretty much guarantee that from a, if you truly get it, I can promise it. I can promise it if you actually get what I'm saying. Literally, the right thoughts will come into your mind. if any at all, because a lot of times you're going to be thoughtless, which is what happens when you're in a state of non-resistance. It's just pure thoughtless awareness and peace. You're going to have the right people come into your life. You're going to have the right videos pop up on YouTube. You can just let the magic of life work through you and with you to bring you your desire. And you didn't do it by positive thinking. In fact, you did it by not thinking at all. But here's the beautiful thing to go full circle. Once you do this, the beautiful thing about this is that I've noticed in my life personally, when I do this, I automatically have better thoughts after. See, we try to think positive, right? We try to think positive thoughts. But here, let me ask you this. Why are we not automatically thinking positive? Where did all this negative baggage come from to begin with? Where did all this negativity come from? Why do we have so much hatred in our hearts? Because of social conditioning that we're attached to. It's not society that's the issue. It's not social conditioning that's the issue. It's our consciousness clinging on to the negativity, attaching, saying this shouldn't be here. That is the issue. So release the resistance, and what happens is that you automatically become this pure vessel that just thinks positive. Positive thinking is the key. I do believe in world peace and positivity, but it has to be coming from a true space of non-resistance to what is, where you automatically are going to be thinking positive afterwards. So if you do these three things, you are literally going to manifest in a much more powerful way. You're literally going to manifest exactly what you want, and you're going to actually be in a space where you can manifest anything that you want in a much faster way. So just to conclude this video and reaffirm what I taught you, what you resist actually persists. Let go of resistance, and you're going to realize that you become an open container to receive what you want, and you're going to become lighter because you've released all these things that you might be in resistance to. And then lastly, quality over quantity, pure thoughts from a space of non-resistance, and then let the universe bring you what you want. Let the right thoughts come to you almost like magic. Where do your thoughts come from? We don't know. Do you know what thoughts you're going to have next? No, you don't, because you are not your thoughts. You are the deeper intelligence that can observe thoughts, that is within you and is you. You don't know where your thoughts come from. So don't be in resistance to your thoughts, and let the thoughts come to you that you need to have. Let the actions flow through you. Become a channel for the divine intelligence, and allow the universe to bring you what you want. And if you do these three things, you're literally going to manifest in a much faster way, not by thinking positive, but by being in a state of non-resistance where you automatically think positive and let the universe manifest for you and with you to create the life that you truly want. So that's all I have for this video. Once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. And as always, have yourself a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.